Hey, what's up guys, my name is Matt. Today I'm bringing you a new video. Today we're going to be talking about elevated basics. What are they, where you can find them, and why you should buy them. Let's get into the video. So a few weeks ago I was talking with my friend about my YouTube channel, about this, and he gave me this great idea that, I was trying to figure out which direction I should go with this channel because, I have a lot of different stylings and different items that I like from different companies. And he really told me, like, look, you are the elevated basics king. You should go for this style. That's pretty much what you do already, but really like aim for that direction. So really with this video, I want to tell you guys what is an elevated basic and why you should be buying it. So as most of you guys know already, I think that in the day of Forever 21, H&M, Zara, PacSun, you can find a lot of basic clothing, which to me is just like a plain shirt, a flannel, a shirt, a t-shirt, jeans, anything like that I consider a very basic clothing. It's kind of like an essential wardrobe in that sense, where it's something that you could wear every day and make it staple pieces. I don't think it's really limited to anything except for like trends. So like track denim is definitely not basic clothing. Track pants aren't basic clothing, but just jeans are. Plain washed jeans, definitely the way to go. So what are the problems with basic clothing then? Why you should be going for elevated basics over that? Well, honestly, depending on where you're at in life when it comes to your financial status, kind of like where you like to put your money, elevated basics just might not be for you whatsoever. They're also not meant for somebody who wants a ton of clothes. I'm saying that with having a ton of clothes right behind me, but for the most part, you won't have as many clothes as a normal person who's buying a bunch of cheap stuff from H&M or Forever 21. You're really, instead of buying the $201 shirts, you're buying the $200 shirt. See how that kind of makes sense? Like, you're buying more quality over quantity. And I think the thing to remember with a lot of elevated basics to me is that either the logo is really small, the logo is there, but not really like the prominent thing of the piece. And another big thing with it is the cut, the sew, the actual materials they use in it. All these really add up to be what is an elevated basic. You could buy that $10 Uniqlo shirt. I have them. I have plenty of them when I just want a certain look or a certain color that, maybe I'm not okay with spending $60 for a white t-shirt when I know I'm just gonna stain it or I know I'm gonna do something bad. Maybe just a normal basic shirt's better there. But to me, the jeans, I'm not buying any $30 denim because I know from personal experience, I'm gonna tear through them and you'll actually end up buying more of those pairs of jeans than if you had just bought the more expensive one to begin with. So what elevated basics really should you be aiming for? What brands do I really like? What brands do I think that everybody should have in their wardrobe? Let's get started. Let's go from head to toe. Hats, pretty much buy anything. I don't think that there's really elevated basics for hats. You can buy the more made in America, you can buy the more made in America baseball hats, but from experience, I don't think they're all that different. I have my Fear of God ones that aren't from the Essentials collection, they're from Mainline. Those are made in America. Don't really think that they're worth it full price. I bought them from the garage sale, so they were a lot cheaper. But overall, not my cup of tea. Going down, let's just talk about top wear. I think outerwear is one thing that I've said many times is somewhere that you really shouldn't cheap out that much. You can buy a jacket and it can last you forever, or you can buy something Forever 21 and it'll last you a year and that's it. Same with H&M, same with Zara. I have stuff from those companies too. It's not saying that they're all bad. There's definitely some pieces that can last longer, but for the most part, a brand like AllSaints would give you a lot more bang for your buck in that sense of it's going to last probably for the next 10 years and it'll grow into you. It'll look really nice. For me, one of my favorite pieces is actually this LAC jacket. This is something that when I bought it, it wasn't the cheapest thing. I wouldn't say that this is the best elevated basics you could possibly buy, but it's definitely a elevated piece in the sense of there's just small detailings that really separate this from a more expensive piece. From just the styling of it, the leather quality, the different like red and black. The actual material on the inside is really nice. This isn't the best jacket you can buy. I'm not saying you have to go out there and spend $1,000 on a jacket. I'm not saying you have to go buy Saint Laurent. This is a perfect piece for me because I know it's gonna last me a hell of a lot longer than what I would have bought from Zara for a very similar looking piece. And a big thing with tops is just a silhouette. Like, what silhouette do you want? A lot of the normal basic pieces are going to give you a very basic look. They're not going to give you this elevated look. I think that a good brand and thing to look at with like sweaters or t-shirts is AllSaints. They're very basic looking clothes, but the way that it just falls on your body, the way it goes down from top to bottom, kind of even a boxy look, if you love that, it'll give you that look that it's going to be really hard to find elsewhere. And I think that's another thing that helps with having more elevated basics, is that you can tell it costs a little bit more if you have a trained eye. You can tell by the silhouette, the way it falls on your body, the materials that's made of, the way it's sewn, the thing about not having as many loose threads, quality's better. There's gonna be a lot of little differences like that. So maybe to a normal person, like, it'll look normal. It's not gonna look really any different, but really to a person who knows fashion, who knows silhouettes, like, you can definitely tell when something is made cheaply versus made more expensive. And really, I think the one thing for me that I don't really like spending too much money on are t-shirts. Just find a brand that you really like the fit of and go with it. For me, t-shirts are more under layers and then over, like, the main piece for me. So I usually just wear them under stuff, not really over. Uniqlo has a ton of different fits that you can go for. Yeah, Uniqlo is pretty much it. Elwood if you want a little bit longer clothing. I find that they last a pretty long time. I feel like t-shirts are one thing that, since you're gonna like wear and tear them, like, you don't want to cheap out, but just buy a good quality t-shirt and buy a few of them. You might buy 5 or 6 black t-shirts, then it might cost you $120 for that, but you know that those t-shirts are gonna fit you exactly the same. You can wear them almost any day of the week and no one's gonna judge you for it. I definitely have more expensive t-shirts. I don't think that they're really worth it, in my opinion. I think that it just depends on where you're buying them from. I think that out of anywhere on this kind of potentially cheap out a little bit, it's a t-shirt. Most expensive t-shirts I just don't find to be worth it, in my personal opinion. If you're gonna be layering it under stuff, not really that big a deal. If you're gonna be wearing it as your main layer, I would say that's the point where you should be spending more money. But if you're just gonna be wearing them like under a shirt like I do most of the time, not really gonna make a difference. And let's talk about jeans real quick. Jeans, I think, are the one thing that I think so many people cheap out on. People love going full Supreme and wearing like H&M denim. What I will add to this is that my favorite denim brand currently is John Elliott. I think John Elliott denim is definitely expensive, but you can find it on the used market for around $100. And at that price, it's a steal. This is Japanese denim, made in Japan, to the highest standards possible, with attention to detail on the wash and everything. You can definitely tell that John Elliott pair of denim looks more expensive. Even, again, maybe not to the untrained eye, but to a trained eye, you can definitely tell a pair of John Elliott denim versus a normal pair of denim. I think the cheapest I really go are minimal pairs of denim. I think minimal is like a good spot to get like good, I don't want to say good. Minimal is just like a good, like, decent brand when it comes to just trying to nail looks down with good quality that you don't feel like it's gonna rip on you. It's just like gonna be solid. Definitely, I don't expect them to last a long time, but most of mine have. Another brand I really like is AllSaints. With that, again, I think a lot of what I'm saying can kind of stem back to just go to allsaints.com and you can see everything that they have, and that's pretty much my silhouettes and whatnot. And shoes, similar thing. I have my AMI shoes that I really enjoy. Not every shoe needs to be a military sneaker, you know, where it's like, this isn't an elevated basic, this is designer, in my opinion. This doesn't have anything that's basic about it. Something to keep in mind, Jordans, not basics. Reeboks, basics. And then I'd say like AMI, where it's, you can't tell the brand, definitely an elevated basic. About paying for quality. And if I had to send everything back to that one thing, it'd be quality over quantity. It's about not having an overabundance of clothes, not cheaping out, and really going with stuff that's gonna last you a lifetime. If you're in high school, I definitely recommend waiting until you're at least in college to where you can rationalize these purchases, because at that point you know you're really not gonna shrink, you're not gonna hopefully get bigger. You're kind of reaching that point where you're gonna probably be around that size for the rest of your life, unless, you know, you gain weight, you lose a ton of weight. All that kind of comes to perspective at that point. With saying all that, thank you for stopping by this video. If you're new here, please subscribe. If you want to hear more about elevated basics, how to build a better wardrobe, anything like that, hit that subscribe button down below. I really appreciate it. As a small YouTuber, really helps me out building this channel to even bigger than what it is right now. And hopefully come to the end of the year, keep pushing towards that 1,000 goal that I've had in mind since I started this channel. And like I end every single video here, please like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video.